Alright, so you've seen the developer update, right?
Yes, sir.
What's your thoughts? Think it's the
Okay,
right
so
move?
so my first thoughts is like the main thing that I noticed is that they seem adamant about keep going. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like they didn't bring nothing up about like all the game is dying. Well, they did bring up like player numbers, like, but they talked about it in like a past tense, like we trying to fix it first, and then we gonna worry about that type of shit. That's what it sounded like
Right.
to me. You know what I'm saying? So it restored my faith a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, cause
Yeah.
you know,
Saying. Because if it wasn't for this, I could see the game just getting canceled overall. So I know now that they're not about to cancel the game. Period. They're gonna move forward
yeah, they
with
gonna
it.
at least. It
And
seemed like they're gonna at least try to like look. We know it's looking ugly, but we don't plan on stopping no time soon. Like we got plans for this shit.
facts.
That's what it felt like to me.
Yo,
Uh,
and when I tried the Drakar gameplay, it felt different. First time playing as a melee character in that game after hours of playing it. Oh man, I now understand. I'm just saying. I now understand what you've been going through.
yes, it's kind of tough. Like you,
It's tough, but it's fun.
that's
It
that's why
feels
you
like a
and
different game.
yeah, yeah, in a way, for sure. It's more like you gotta find your spots to get in. You can't just be like, all right, I'm gunning this nigga down. It's like, no, I gotta be patient and wait for an opening. Otherwise, you just gonna get yourself killed.
Facts.
But
But
as far as the update though, uh, and they at least brought up the stuff that niggas is talking about, like mini map,
exactly.
voice
And they
chat.
got a.
Go ahead.
I was about to say they got a roadmap available.
Yeah,
I
they
meant to link it to you.
yeah. No, they because they had that before the last time they had update, I think. But
And pretty much everybody's asking for it. They're trying to do it right now. So
yeah, exactly. Like all the stuff that people
I
ask
like
for,
what they doing.
it's listed. So I
And,
got
and this comes down to what I was saying before. Like, you know what I mean, maybe one day come the console extremely polished, and that would be the blow up. But I mean, right now it's definitely moving in the right direction. Cause I was really hoping it just wasn't gonna fizzle out. And the developers are just like, well, we tried, don't want to play it no more. It's been real, guys. We're out.
fuck this shit, I'm out. Yeah, and I mean, I always felt like it was a little too early to call it quits. Like they probably was gonna let it rock a few months and then let it die. But just the wording that they use and the way that it's almost like they know they looking at it like, nigga, we know the number is low, nigga, but we trying to get this, and this done before we worry about that. Like, cause if the game don't work, they can, pull in just like they did before. You know, they had 10K people in there or whatever, but because the game wasn't polished, they didn't stick around. So I think they realize that now, and they realize like, okay, if we really want this shit to work, we really gotta fix the core of the game all the way before we make a huge push to like actually promote the game on that level. You know what I'm saying?
And something I was thinking about Heart of the Hives, really, I think the Harvesters take away from the point of the game mode. To be honest,
I mean,
I think
a
Heart
little
of the
bit.
Hive.
I think
You
the
should be
only
like,
thing, I think they just
feel
kind
like
of
it
give
should be
you a
like,
little something to do in downtime, or like if you die and you respawn, it's like, well, I might as well grab this harvester on the way back or something. It's kind of like one of them things where it's just like an afterthought. It's not necessarily. I wouldn't say they take away,
I,
but I
I
think
feel like but the reason I'm saying this is because I feel like there's too many. I feel like you should take away some. Make it
like make
maybe
it
like
3,
4 objectives, 4 or 3. Yeah, like
make it
one in the
3.
middle, one in our spawn, one in their spawn. You know what I mean, something
Yeah,
like that. Like, and then fight over the hives while maintaining these harvesters. Like, because I feel like it's just the objectives are too far spread out.
yeah, they
You
too
got
far
one
apart.
guy over here getting E, he's getting D, and it's just, I don't know. It feels like there's too many things, and it's hard for you to focus on killing the creatures and getting the harvesters at the same time. It's like one or the other,
Yeah,
and it's a real hard decision to make. And somebody new to the game, it's like, well, what should I be doing? Getting the harvesters or killing creatures? So if there was just like 3 harvesters on the map, and they wasn't really as important as farming the creatures, I think the hives would work better.
Yeah, I could see that. And you know what? I kind of agree with the fact that like the creatures, like, they not really, like, I can't think of a good reason for why, like, you don't. I feel like that's another thing where, like, say, okay, let's say me and you get in a team fight with the enemy team, we kill 3 of their guys, and then we take the heart. I feel like that's the only time you would fight the creatures, because there's literally nothing else to do. You waiting on niggas to respawn, the heart is gone. What else is you to do? You know what I'm saying? Of course you're gonna kill them. Or if you, like, got to the heart like 30 seconds before, and it's like, all right, we just kill these mobs right here. Like, I don't look at them as, like, I don't feel like it's optimal to farm them. You know what I'm saying? It's just weird. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's like a constant. You're constantly having to make the choice of, dang, do I ignore this creature and keep going? Because
because it could be a waste of time. You know what I'm saying?
There's just so many times where I have to feel, so many times where I'm just ignoring the creatures. Like, oh yes, creatures here is free farm, but dang, do I even have time to do it? Because they're taking E over here. This is just too many objectives on the map at the same time. To where it doesn't leave you any time to even farm up if you wanted to.
And it's not like a MOBA where the farm is in a place where it's like you gotta converge anyway. You know what I'm saying? This game is just kind of like you gotta kind of go out of your way to farm. It's not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like
it's not like the minions line up in front of you in Paragon. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you why not? It's right fucking there, and it's not some extra shit. It's just kind of like integrated into the experience. Versus these mobs are not really. They just seem like misplaced afterthoughts, like some window dressing or some like topping on top of something that already is like, oh, it's PvP and PvE. You know, it kind of feels like that, like contrived in a way.
It feels
like,
tacked on. It feels tacked on. What I'm getting out of it. Like, so it's almost like y'all need a way to place the creatures, and you need to place them in places where I don't have to go out of my way to farm. Yeah, like it should be. I have to go all the way on the outside of the map in this cave. Like, I feel like the most concentrated area for farming should be C. It's going to create confrontations. Yeah, for sure. Or like, look, like, honestly, what you just said is perfect. Because think about the location of C, right? It's like on that ledge above that water. Like you can have it like every 30 seconds or every minute of like a herd come through the river and drink water at the river or something. Because that water right there. And that'll make sense because it's like they animals, they you know, or something like that, right? That way it's like, it's always like you can find sprinkled out farm throughout the map, but the biggest, most healthiest farm is going to be right here. But you also run a risk of running into enemy teams trying to farm the same shit. But if you don't combat that, you risk letting them, you know what I'm saying, get all that farm without you contesting it. I think they should take less hits to kill too, because it's very inconsistent between hero to hero. Like, if I'm Summer, I could just run through all these creatures like it's nothing. It's magma spiral 2 times. But if I'm like Earl or somebody, not Earl, let's say if I'm Brother and Rahi, it's gonna take me forever to take down one dinosaur, and it gets to the point where I'm like, I just want to get to the harvester. Yeah, and at that point, with a character like that, it's almost best you just don't even engage, because you could fuck around and die trying to, like, you start shooting one and then you get jumped, and it's like you can't kill them all. Nah, you'll survive as Brother. You will survive, but it's just gonna be to the point where it just takes way too long. Yeah, because he got shields and shit. There's no point in doing it. Yeah. There's no point in doing it at all, because he's gonna heal from his beam while he's doing this. I never had problems doing it, but it just takes too long. So these creatures need to take way less damage overall, because if Mendoza can just mow him down while Earl is gonna be sitting here for an hour, it's like y'all need to y'all kind of need to establish maybe a jungling system. Like, look into ways y'all can apply that. Like, all right, there's a creature spawn here, spawns here, and this guy needs to go out and get him. And because he's the best character for it, and then the 3v3 team fights over here, but then the junglers swing by every once in a while to. Yeah, like, go into more MOBA elements, really. Yeah. Like, I think y'all originally were a MOBA, but like, no, it wasn't. It was a BR originally with all that shit. That's what people say, but
Then they added Heart of the Hives and all that shit because they probably saw the looming. Because this game been in development for 5 years, right? So they was trying to cash in when it was hot, but they probably seen like, this shit is kind of a dying genre now. We're gonna have to do something else. And it's honestly, I think it's probably why it's so convoluted and it's so much shit that's like not together, because they went from one idea to like another one, and they probably didn't even have the, because even when that battle royale shit was out, like you could tell that wasn't like well thought out BR. Like that was some like, it's no way you balance that for that. Like
everything feels tacked on.
Yeah, like
you're trying to do too much at once.
Yeah, it was like what they call that, jack of all trades, master of none. Like that's what it kind of feel like in a game. Like it's a lot of good ass ideas and it's a lot of good ass shit, but none of this shit is done as well as other games that do it. Yeah, like like it's fire. It's fire. So I'm not mad at it.
And I think you should also place the objectives in areas that are more center of the map, like the stuff that lands, like the health regen amps and all that stuff. It's like, I don't know, and the spawning system
more
needs
like,
some work.
Yeah, I do feel like the map, I don't like the
and everything just feels too spread out, bro. Like it's like it's like
it's weird.
It's like, all right, it's like you have to constantly be doing something, and it's like kind of hard to really focus on the hive because you're doing so much. Like, oh my god, it's too many harvesters. That's one. Like, oh, I gotta go all the way over here to get this harvester, and then now my team is over here. Like, I don't know. It's very convoluted. It needs to be way clearer of an objective.
Yeah, it need to be more of a like, especially because how you know how people are like very simple minded, bro. We need something. We need like, okay, point A, point B, point C. You know what I'm saying? With this game, it's more like obviously the main obvious thing is the heart, right? Yeah. But then it's so much shit in the mix that you don't. It's hard to tell.
Sometimes you might even forget about the heart.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're not paying
so much
attention,
going
like
on that.
Like if you're in the chat talking with your homeboys, you feel me? Like there's no way you're gonna be able to win a game easily, because you're gonna be missing all these key details, and it's like you have to be super on everything in order to come out on top, and it's just too many things that I have to be on top of. I have to micromanage so much just to get this W.
Yeah.
And
on top of
I think
like
that needs to be looked at.
A team fight situation where
and
like,
there's no mini map.
You could be caught up fighting somebody else on a complete other side of the map. Meanwhile, they taking a heart over there, and it's like no way for you to really contest that or something.
It doesn't really feel like
fair.
Something is going on the other side of the map.
Yeah, like you couldn't even notice it. That's what I'm saying. Like versus a game like I'm always gonna go back and compare it to Paragon, but like if somebody was taking a tower, you know. Same thing with the objectives. Like the objective is simple, okay?
Like
obviously
like when niggas
you want to take their core, right? So in order for you to do that, you gotta walk forward, and then obviously there's obstacles in your way. So you know you gotta. It's not like it need to be explained to you. You know what I'm saying? It's obvious, like the path you gotta take. Like go through the obstacles in front of you to get to their core and win. Like this game is just. I just don't feel like it's, you know what I'm saying? Like
it's not doing it correctly. Like if somebody dipped off to get Orb Prime, you feel like something's up. What's going on?
Yeah, like you can.
They have captured the Orb Prime. Like, dang, that's what they was doing. Like on this game, it's just like, so like I don't know.
You can't tell. Like you said, like you would notice if somebody's just pulled off because everybody is supposed to be in a position. Everybody got a lane. Everybody got this and that. Like you can call out like, okay, Tosca and so is here. But the other two characters could be completely on the other side of the map, and you don't even know. Like that's the crazy part. Like
Heart of the Hives is just flawed as a game mode. Overall,
really is
how I'm feeling. I'm feeling. I think it needs
really
some tweaking. I think the first step will be get rid of some of them harvesters, because like your team is never together, because you can't remain in control of all the harvesters, because he's over here getting this one, he's over here, and
because of the way
you just gotta hope. Right, and you just gotta hope that everybody comes together and goes towards the heart at the right time after getting this stuff. And sometimes it's like, dang, I wasted all this time getting over here, and now I'm not gonna be able to make it to the heart in time. I feel like it needs to be less of that. Like,
Yeah. And this is exactly why.
less situations like that. Maybe make
This
it
is
more
exactly why
farm on
voice
the
chat
map.
not being there is a problem. Because
That's
you could, like, one of your teammates could have very well noticed, like, yo, we got 30 seconds, y'all. And maybe you didn't peep, and you just happen to walk the opposite way. They can't even say
or
that. You know what I'm
just
saying?
make something big on the screen pop up, like 30 seconds until Hive spawns. Like, you need more announcements going on too.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, they try to have the characters say some shit, but they say a lot of shit, so it's easy to miss type of shit. You know what I'm saying? They always saying some goofy shit. So sometimes they just say, like, you know, we gotta get to the Hive, all this other shit. But it's not like that's not like a direct, like, this means we got 15 seconds to the Hive or some shit. It's never like, you don't know. Like,
right. There's been so many times where I've just been caught up in the middle of fighting somebody. I'm like, dang, the Hive has spawned already. Like, it's just too many times where that stuff happens. Yeah, it's on me to realize those type of things, but I think the game should
could make it
me
more
in
clear.
realizing those type of things. And on top of that, there's no mini maps, so it's like I gotta stop my movement and stop my running to, you feel me, to pull out the mini map real fast. Or just like I'm not able to see where I'm going for
the camera,
just so I can,
and pay attention to one small indicator on the horizon. Like, out of all the different fucking dots, you gotta turn and be like,
and I gotta figure where I'm at on the map, and then I'm alright. I'm right here. I'm going this direction. It's just like, it should be a whole lot easier. Especially there's times where I'm running away. Let me know where I need to know where I'm running away, so I need to pull up the map. But then when I pull up the map, I can't even see. So yeah, I could be. It's just I don't know. Y'all gotta get stuff like that ironed out. Make it a lot more fluid. And then when I go in crouch mode, it doesn't even really, it doesn't work the way I need it to, because
it's because to detect
the
like
movement
other
speed
players,
is so slow in crouch, yo.
Yeah, it's hella slow, and it's hella like sensitive to, like, if you crouch and then, like, if you press it again too quick, or you move, you go out of it. Or, like, also my other problem with it is, like, to detect another person, it takes so long to focus on them and actually see them that it's almost not even useful for that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You better off just hoping.
Should be shortened a bit.
You better off just hoping one of your homies spot them and get vision on them, because the way
you're gonna have to crouch for probably like a good 10 to 12 seconds, and that's a long time.
And then even then,
just to see where they at.
It's like vague as fuck. It's like, is that them?
Yeah, because they go just like everybody else. It's like, wait, is that them coming? And then, it's three of them. It's three of them. Exactly. And then it's too late.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, by the time you realize it's even one person, niggas pulling up on you, like, and you sitting there crouching, looking stupid, like.
Facts. By the time you realize it's even them, they're already on you. And you're like, dang, I thought that was a creature.
Yeah. It's tough, bro. Like, and tough. I get that they don't want it to be super strong. Like, looking through walls should never be strong in a game, but, like, it's almost like
detection mode is not good enough.
Yeah, it's not. It might as well not even fucking be there for that purpose. Like, to find health kits and shit, that's cool, because you out of combat, whatever.
And I think that should scan the health kits around the whole map too.
Yeah, it should at least have a farther range, at least.
Way farther range.
Like, cause that, like, yeah, that shit is disappointing.
Where the med kits at, and the med kits be off in the corners of the map, dog. Like, put some more in the middle. Like, it will bring people towards the middle of the map. Put them around. Put more around C, around that river, dog. Incentivize people not to be in the corners.
Bro, and if you gonna have clusters of them in some areas, put them all like that, or just put one there and spread the other ones out more. Like, it's sometimes where it's like
the top left of the map got like 5 of them. Like, nobody's ever over it. I mean,
for
like,
no reason.
People are.
Yeah.
Like,
just by
happenstance, go over there.
You gotta go out your way for that.
And while C has 2, there's one by the river and there's one by actually 3 in general. But
I think it's
one by the river, one by the harvester, and one also by the harvester.
Yeah. But that's the thing. They don't always show up on every spawn. Like, sometimes you will go to C and it's only one of them there. But then other places will have 2 and 3 like damn near right on top of each other. So it's like
Med kit placement needs to be worked on heavily.
like really bad. As far as the medkit system goes, though, I will say I do like.
I like the medkit system.
I think it's fire. Like, okay, everybody start with one, so it ain't no complaining. And then you run into one, you can get some extra ones for if you in a team fight. If you can find a time to dip out of this team fight real quick, heal, come back anew. Like I love that system. It keeps the time to kill. Like, it makes it so the time to kill is solid because you can die quick, but you got a chance to live. If
you got a chance to live.
Yeah, if you good, bro. Like, I like that. I feel like that is really good how they got the time to kill versus like the med kit system and shit. And it's not like overpowered where like, oh, I'm gonna just heal super quick, or like you can't touch me. If you catch somebody healing, you can slap the shit out of them. What you doing over here, dude? Get out this corner. So it's not like, it's still like a dynamic. You know what I'm saying? It's not too strong, but just the placement of them sucks.
I think they got that perfect. But yeah, the fact that I gotta go to the outskirts of the map, and there's all these other objectives on top of me having to find medkits, it's tough, dog. Cause like, dang, like they done captured all these harvesters. Cause I was trying to get a medkit, and my teammates was over here trying to get medkits too, and it's like,
yeah.
And
I think
it's tough prioritizing what you need to do. It's very tough in this game.
That is one of the things that I will say I kind of don't like about the medkit system, but it's mainly because of the placement. Like, right, you out of medkits, you like half health. It's no point to engage somebody. Yeah, it's no point to engage somebody at half health. So your first instinct as a good player, you gotta think, I gotta get a medkit because I'm just,
or at least have a back system.
Yeah, if they not gonna fix the medkit placement, they gotta have a back system. Like,
so you could back to whatever harvester that you have, but
just make
going back to that with less harvesters.
Just make the back animation slightly longer than the heal animation.
Yeah. And then that way you wouldn't need, and still have the healing stations at the harvesters too. But
yeah, like you still gotta go there and heal up, but you could just back to like, you own this harvester and make it so you can only back to a harvester that you already own, because that
you own, and then it'll be less of them. I say 3 or 4 on the map.
Yeah.
2 on this half, 2 on that half.
Or that way it's less likely that you would run into an enemy by backing, like, because you wouldn't want to back and then be like 2 health and you just get gunned down because somebody would just have to be there.
And I think the spawn system should be based off harvesters, not spawn points. I think you should spawn at a harvester that you own. And if you have no harvesters, there should be a default spawn point. Like, this is your punishment for not having harvesters. You gotta spawn all the way on this corner of the map. This corner or that corner, whichever one you want. Something like that.
No, I feel like that's too hard, though, because then it would snowball too easy. How about, like, they, like, what you said, but if you don't own a harvester, they do the current spawn system where you could pick a random one. That way, if you are behind... then you could just spawn next to a harvester that you feel like they're not at and take at least one. That way
that's way better.
Yeah. But I'm not that, like, I'm okay with the way the spawn system is a little bit. I feel like I like it because it's kind of unique. Not really though, I guess, because fucking Battle Royale games do that shit, right? So, but
yeah.
But it's definitely not super good, bro. I would rather them do like almost COD level spawns where it's like I get what they trying to do. They trying to make it more strategic where it's like, all right, they about to get this hard. I might as well just spawn over here.
But there be sometimes you may forget to even pick your spawn point, and now you're screwed. Yeah. You're over a whole heart because I accidentally forgot to spawn. Like, I checked my phone a little bit too long and then clicked. Like,
if anything, that's the one thing they need to change about that. Yeah, they shouldn't pick a random spawn for you, or if they do, they should pick the closest one to like your teammates or something. It's always like seem like they pick the farthest one away from the heart, or like just the worst one they could pick for you. It always feel like
facts.
It's never like you never get a random spawn point from that, and it's like an advantageous one. It's like, oh, they put me right here. Thank you.
Yeah, if you're gonna do auto spawn, make it so that the spot it spawns you at is the optimal spawn. Like, have a system set in place where, like, all right, clearly the heart is right here. This is the least amount of distance. Of according to, you feel me?
Yeah, like the game
The
knows that. Like you can.
calculations.
Yeah,
So
that's what I'm
let's
saying.
put you here. That's what they need.
Yeah, cause
If they are gonna auto spawn you.
Yeah, because the auto that shit is trash. Other than that, it's not. Yeah.
Now I know at least one person is forgetting at least once a game, and that could steer the whole game in another direction.
Shit, the last time we
just
played,
you spawning in the wrong place.
The last time we played, that fucking summer spawned like on the opposite side of the map. Probably because they weren't even trying, and then they just kind of gave up and was like, all right, I'm shooting minions now. It's like, damn, bitch, we could have won, but she probably didn't even mean to spawn her in her defense. So it's like
she's probably just like, dang, I didn't even mean to spawn here. Ain't no way I'm making it in time. Oh well, let me just shoot these stompers. Yeah, but like I think a good way to go make these creatures have less health and add more of them in the middle of the map. Don't put them on the outskirts, because keep people apart. Now, I'm not saying go overboard with them in the middle and stuff like that. Just have them, place them in better places. Find out what's the best places to place them. I know y'all could
be more traffic more in the middle of the map than anywhere and shit. Like, right? So, like, I mean, it do pop off at sea, like, pretty heavy. But it's not, I just don't feel like the game is centralized enough. But it's too
much of
like,
me needing to go to the outside of the map for it.
Let's just say what it is. The map is too fucking big. It's too big. It's just too big, bro.
There's too many objectives on a map that's too big.
Yeah, but if they shrunk the map, they would have to take some of the objectives out. So, like, it's pretty much the same problem. Like, the map is just too big for its own good. Like, that's not.
I feel that.
It just is, bro. Because especially with the travel times the way they is, like, this is my thing. If they had some like type of travel mode where if you didn't do a move for a couple seconds or something,
travel mode would be cool.
Then the map size would be cool. But so many certain characters only have so many movement options, and a lot of them require resources to use. You know, like summer and shit. So like, it's not beneficial to just be spamming them. You know, unless you are a certain character, or like characters like Brother are just out in the cold.
And since people can already move fast, like, it wouldn't hurt to give everybody a travel mode, like Mendoza type speed. If
they definitely need a travel mode.
Say you stand in place for like 5 seconds, or like, actually, if you just out of combat for a certain amount of time, you just go into travel mode and you start
if
running.
You're out of combat, you don't do a move for like a second and a half. Travel mode. That's how it should be. If the map gonna remain the size that it is, they need to add a travel mode, because it doesn't make any fucking sense that you got the map that big and everybody is so fucking slow. Everybody's movement is so linear and so like stagnant. And in fights, the movement makes sense. Like, it's perfect, but the map is too big for that.